All
All right, good.
right. And we are live. Hello and very welcome everybody to yet another. That's my actually. Here we go. I killed it. Yet another interview. Um, that was Speakeasy at Devnexus 2021. And now we have Lauren with us. Hi, Lauren.
Hello.
Your session was earlier this morning, I understand.
Yes.
And let me just do that. Here we go. Now we see our guest in full glory on 65 inch TV.
No.
We have reports that fans of the Devil Speakeasy watched this at 65-inch TV.
The
So
bigger the TV, the better the fine details on the camera. It's all
Yeah,
about.
we don't need that. You can keep me on your cell phone. That's fine. You don't need to see all the wrinkles.
welcome to Devil Speakeasy, Lauren.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Cool. So you just gave your session, and I think what part of the focus for it was how to make remote work actually work.
Yes.
So I mean, for those of us who missed your session, we need the we need the spoiler. So how can we be more productive from home?
So I walked through 10 tips, and I guess I'll hit them real quick. So number 10, acknowledge this isn't normal. Like, I think, we're living through a pandemic right now. Like, things are hard, and it's not just working from home that might be the problem. Like, there's so much else going on. So just give yourself a break and acknowledge if you're struggling. Like, it may not be the remote work. I don't know. Have you guys been working remotely for longer than the pandemic, or just during the pandemic? Not at all. How's it going for you?
We got actually. I think you got taken out first, Berg, because you were at a conference in Europe where you had to quarantine, and you never made it back to the office.
Oh my
Yeah, that's very
gosh.
true. But it's all like it's less than a year for both of us. It's not that we've been remote before that.
Yeah, I worked remotely for a bunch of years at Oracle
There
when
you
I
go.
was there.
That's I guess that's
Yeah.
what Lauren was asking. But yeah. In the beginning of the pandemic, I came back from a conference March 3rd, I guess, and never made it to the office since then. Yep. So a full year in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been rough. I don't know. Even I've been working remotely for years, and the last year's been rough. It's
And
a
that's
hard time for
because
No,
everybody
so
right
I
working
now.
think
remotely has nothing to do with working on a quarantine, right? That's a completely different. It
Hmm.
shares some semantics. You are at home, but everything else is different, right?
I
Yeah,
think the biggest problem this year hasn't been working from home. It's been the fact that everyone else is working from home.
Or just home.
for real. Yes. I miss my time by myself. Like, I'm never alone anymore.
Yeah, I think in a single day you can be in like at least a dozen different countries with folks in Canada, in Europe, in Asia, and next thing you know, it's like, well, what time zone am I in? Because it's midnight and I'm meeting with people and it's their morning. There's something wrong with this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like all the bad parts of travel, which is jet lag, without all the good parts of travel, which is actually meeting people.
Hmm.
All right, so how do we fix it, Lauren? Save us from all this hell.
I don't know that I can fix everything. But one of the things I talk about is how to be productive, right? We've got to figure out how to do our jobs well, even though we're stuck at home right now. So for some people like me, they have the problem of like just getting in the zone, right? You start programming, you start writing, you start doing whatever, and you're in the zone and you won't take a break. Like, you'll just sit there and work and work. And it's really important to take mental breaks. They actually help you be more productive. So, what I do is I set up reminders to move on my Fitbit. So I remember, get up and take a break. On the flip side, there are some people who have trouble focusing if there's not somebody, looking at them going, are you really doing your job? Are you really working? So one of the things I suggested is using the Pomodoro technique. I don't know, have either of you tried that out?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. People in the chat were saying how much they love it. And basically the idea is you set a timer for like 20 or 25 minutes. You focus on one task. You don't answer email or Slack or Teams or whatever. You just focus on that task and then you give yourself a break. And it's great for a variety of reasons, helps you get stuff done, helps you get started on tasks that you don't necessarily want to do. And just creates that really focused time to work.
Yourself that it only will take
Yes.
20 minutes and then it will be over. Yeah, that's
exactly.
great. That's what I like about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It also helps you with the mental problem of that you have only fractions of time. And you are like, well, no, 20 minutes is not enough. I'll procrastinate and browse Twitter. And then when I have 3 hours, I will get the job done. But you never get 3 hours. So.
From your Twitter feed, I'm sure that you're not wasting any time there at all.
Oh, no, absolutely. I'm very dedicated, focused on my tasks. Luckily, my tasks are shitposting on Twitter. So I'm all good.
Cool. Another thing that's really...
Oh, sorry. I was going to say we covered point 10, but are we going backwards through it? Are you on 9 or 8 or 7 or any? We're just hopping.
We're in the middle. We're in the middle now. Yeah, we're hopping around.
Straight to the thick of it.
Another one that's really important right now is embracing the kids. And this is not advice that I typically give to people who work from home, but like right now the kids are around and there's not a lot that the parents can do about it. So I encourage you, if you have parents on your team, be kind to them, be kind to the kids. When, my daughter's 5 and she loves to walk in and just wave to everybody. And that like makes her day to come in and have other people wave, back to her. She's like, can I come in and talk to your friends? And, parents are feeling all these pressures to be good parents, be good teachers, be employees. And so kind of giving parents the okay, that it's okay to be a parent right now, relieves a lot of pressure. So whenever you can, try to embrace the kids.
I would say on this topic as well, which is kind of related, is that I think now we are at the point where everybody realized that none of us is okay, right? And none of us will look badly on someone who, have the kid running in the middle of a meeting, even like important meeting or a presentation. In the previous times, in the times where we really worked remotely, it was on us to present a business environment, right? Because the alternative, well, if you cannot do it from home, go to the office. But now when we don't have the option to go to the office, actually having the interruptions, embracing the interruptions at home for ourselves and for each other, I think it's understandable, it's fine, and there is nothing.
I think there's one exception to that, Baruch. So kids are fine, pets are fine as well, but I draw a hard line at flamingos. I don't like when flamingos interrupt my meetings.
Lauren, it's a private joke. When I don't have the virtual background, I have a very nice background with a fireplace and a huge golden flamingo that Steve appreciates so much.
I think you need to switch to that. We need to see it right now.
Well, we can do that. All right, you go. I'll set up the flamingo. Give me 1 sec.
Yeah, let's go to the next point, and then we'll see the flamingo very soon.
Cool. Well, something Baruch said was, we're all not okay right now, and I think we should acknowledge that, right? Like, parents are struggling, people who are isolating alone are struggling. All of our relationships are being tested, and it's important to take time to care for yourself. And that's going to look differently for everybody, but take the time you need. And if you're struggling, go talk to someone, go talk to a therapist, go find the help you need.
Sorry, I gotta interrupt you here because I'm very disturbed and I can't focus on the important topic that we're having. Yeah, that's
spectacular. Right? I'm impressed.
Right. There you go.
See, Baruch did this just to interrupt our conversation, Lauren. This was horrible workplace behavior. Baruch.
No, I'm going to make an exception for flamingos, and I need to know: did you make this background? Like, is this your?
It's not.
Is this your home?
It's like a physical stuff. I can almost touch this.
You own that flamingo?
Yes, of course. There is actually
That's amazing.
There is another one which is not. Here it is. Now you can see it. You see the other one, the smaller one?
Yes.
Here you go. That's
So
all
they're
I love it.
reproducing now. The flamingos are reproducing in your house. Bruce.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
unacceptable.
Yep. Since they're golden, I have a path to financial independence as the golden flamingos are multiplying. Yes.
Yeah, I'm impressed. I think I need to get some more flamingos from my background.
Okay, so sorry, I interrupted.
We're
but
all
you were-
speechless, I guess.
All right. I don't know where I was. So,
Yeah, that makes sense.
all right. I'll hit on one more point that people really resonated with in the chat as I was talking, and that's to be a great PR agent, public relations agent for yourself. It's really hard for other people to know what you're working on when you're remote if you don't tell them. Like, all people know is what you tell them. So make sure that you are using positive words to talk about what you're doing, and don't downplay it. Like, if you solve a really hard problem, tell people that you solved a really hard problem. Like, always show up to your Scrum meetings or your status meetings ready to tell people what you've been working on and what you've accomplished. So be a great PR agent for yourself.
That's very important, especially when you are not like seen like by everybody, right? The over communicating of what we are doing. So here we just had an example. Steve thinks that all I do is shit posting on Twitter because that's the only thing he sees. Unless I tell him that I actually do something else, like shit posting on other social networks, he wouldn't know.
No, actually, I see you shit posting on Reddit too. So
Good. All right. So here we go.
Yeah, no. So I think this is something which we've all struggled with over the past year, is how to like adapt to the new normal, and figure out how we can be successful. Do you have any tips and advice for folks who are starting a new job? So like let's say for career reasons, or just kind of you're forced to switch jobs, and you have new coworkers you have to meet, and now everybody you're working with, you're meeting for the first time virtually. What's the best way of like being successful?
So I've done this several times throughout my career, and one of the most kind of awkward, uncomfortable things, but most beneficial things, is to just set up one-on-ones with your new team. And you don't have to make them long. They can be 15 minutes, but just schedule them with people and introduce yourself. You know, share a picture of your family, share a little bit about your career history so they know your background, share something you like to do, a hobby or something, and then ask them to do the same. So you're starting to build that business relationship as well as that personal relationship. And it makes a huge difference. Once you've kind of broken that barrier, it's like, oh, I can go talk to so-and-so and ask them for help on whatever. And again, to me, that was very uncomfortable to kind of step out of my comfort zone and get to know people, introduce myself that way, but it makes a big difference.
Cool. No, I think that's good advice for folks who are joining a new job. And I think we're coming up on the next set of Devnexus sessions. So I want to thank you very much for joining us, Lauren, and offering lots of valuable tips and insights for how we can all become more productive and work better in the current environment. And I think, you know, there's stuff which a bunch of us have learned even on the stream, because we can see Baruch's taking your advice and putting it in practice right now with his golden flamingo.
Absolutely.
I love it.
This is how we do it. Lauren, thank you very much. It was a pleasure to host you. Hopefully we will see you in person next time. And you're always invited to the DevOps Speakeasy in every conference we run it. So talk to you soon.
Thank you.
And everybody, be safe, take care of yourself, be your own PR agents, make sure that you are safe and comfortable in what you do, and bye-bye.
Bye.